don't like how, like, it'd be nice if they actually had somewhere here where they actually tell you, like, where the verts are. It's got to be something with this guy getting all screwed up. Alright, let's just turn that radius way down for that. Let's see what these objects are doing. I don't even want to do a sweep test, I just want to set it. And this guy's trying to follow the path, so there must be something going on there where these guys are going off the path and there is no alpha. So that is what is going on there. Alright, so the blur radius stuff is there. So we're not setting the magnitude of these things. Yeah, we are. It's, if the R is greater than 0, on these things. Alright. Let's make sure we got everything set up properly. I'm wondering why these aren't smoother. Yeah, that looks more like it. But it doesn't appear to be blurring these lines. It's not blurring them at all, is it? So, let's see. Why isn't this affecting the world? Alright, so we write the calculated paths. This will be the first path. This will be m input dot weight is 10. Hello, Kento456. I am confusion. Trying to figure out how what's going on with all the blurs and everything else. Like, it looks like it's blurring here. That's not a problem. It's when these things intersect with each other is what there's a problem with the blur then. It's not blurring based on distance, it's blurring based on any information. So we need like a weight for this. So the blur radius needs to, yeah, okay, that's what's going on. It's just not a very good blur. Because it's just averaging information together. It's not taking distance into account, so it's going to be kind of fuzzy and stupid and not super great. So should we fix that at all? We probably should. Sounds like a list of requirements for a new business feature. It definitely could be. Alright, well, let's give a little bit better blur. Let's weight towards the middle. So we want to do like our F32 blur weight equals 1. So we'll take the difference between x, so x minus x, inner x, so the maximum weight is going to be in the middle, and we will subtract equal these things. So we'll take the y minus the inner y and all that. Not y minus inner y, it's just going to be the absolute values of inner x and inner y. And we'll subtract those, and we multiply this vector by, well, let's not do the vector, let's just multiply the magnitude. We're going to have to. And it's going to be number plus equals blur weight. So let's see how that looks. So we should bias. It's not going to be, you know, like an exponential or a straight linear. It's going to be kind of close linear fall off. And we're just going to keep tuning and messing with stuff. And this will very slowly come together. Well, it's probably close enough. Let's put in the other pass as well. put in the secondary blur pass, which will blur all the things. Because right now we have it so that the path will not. There's kind of two blurs. One is where it'll try to spread out all the information, and then the second pass is to just blur all the information. So it basically will never reduce the whitest part there on the first pass. So the second pass should do a better job of actually blurring pixels. And I could do some sort of like, 10 towards the higher magnitude sort of thing there, where it'll grab like the maximum and be like, well, I should be that. That would be interesting. That would kind of take water flow and make it larger. Its order values, I think this should be like the normal one, 16. Alright, so these guys are going in the right direction. And are they going to avoid everything? I mean, it looks pretty much like they're going to avoid everything. They're going really damn slow, though. Are they going faster and faster? Or is it just easier for me to see the speed of these guys because they're moving horizontally, not vertically into the frickin' distance? Alright, let's give this a little bit more kick for moving these objects. So what is our actual speed? Like, we're giving speed and direction. Let's just make them twice as fast. Like, they're making the corner and everything. So that's good. And let's make them fall faster. Alright, so let's start adding some more components to this thing. Make sure we got everything working as we would like it to work. Alright, so we got all these blurs. Let's write our flow objects next. Let's make sure our flow objects are actually in there properly. Y minus cy mag. Setting the magnitudes, alright. X minus cx, y minus cy. The big thing is I was screwing up those x's and y's. Yeah, that's the whole point. The ducks interact with the waterfalls. It's all about the ducks, man. The entire point of this entire thing is that we can hook together waterways indirectly. Like, I don't have to connect one waterway to another. I've just got a waterfall, and then, like, you know, if these things, you know, if we went and made an actual physics movement object thing, which we will eventually, but it's going to be in C++, not in Blueprint Crapland. And, you know, these things will fly off the waterfall and actually have, you know, they'll have some ups, and they'll fly off and, you know, actually make it over the top and everything. And, you know, you'll be able to just slap down a waterfall, slap down some water, and it'll just work. Would be the idea. Oh yeah, this is all normalized. Alright, so these things are going to move a lot faster here around these exits. Alright, that's looking correct. And some of this stuff is just me figuring out what I'm even looking at. Like, I normalize the texture from 1 to max, so it's a dynamic texture. So when I'm looking at this, I'm just like, why the hell is the shore now white instead of gray? And it's like, well, because the maximum is not 10. Alright, so we've got that correct is what it looks like. We need to now write the particles. So let's take a look at the particles. See if we have any idiotic things that we're going to check. We're going to check the X's and Y's. So Y is correct there. The direction is particle minus historical particle position, pos minus direction, particle magnitude. Well, let's see how it looks like. And these things, I think, we're throwing the ducks to shore. And we want to make sure the ducks don't end up in the shore here on this one. Looks like the particles are going backwards. Particles are sending our ducks in the wrong direction. We're just getting screwed. So what are our particles actually telling us? Well, why don't we turn off some of the other things? We'll turn off the calculated paths and we'll see what our directions are saying. So let's see, we've got this thing on here, so when we construct this thing, tick this twice, and then what are we writing? It looks like we're writing our magnitudes correctly, so there is that. So our directions are going to be wrong. Yeah, it really looks like our directions are just... What the hell is our direction? looks like it's just broken. Like, it just looks totally screwed. Alright, so we're going to go through every particle, and our direction is going to be our starting X and starting Y, and then we're going to do all these other things. Let's just try taking out the... We're just going to use the starting position and see if the SX and S will validate every single piece of information that we're throwing in here and make sure it's correct. We just got to take our time doing it. Or at least I need to take my time to it. I'm starting to get hungry again. You can tell I've been working pretty much since I woke up. Right, SX and SY should be taking the direction of the initial direction of the object. Well, that's obviously complete screwball. Oh my god, yes, the starting X and starting Y is the, not the correct thing. What we want to do is we want to take the actual direction along it, which is this initial direction. Jesus Christ. Alright, that is... So that's probably a big part of throwing this off, has been that we had the completely wrong initial direction for our particles. And what that would do basically is it would take our X and our Y positions, and it wasn't even, like, the normalization wouldn't even work properly with a lot of this. So we'd be taking basically our texture position, and that would be the particle direction, so we'd pretty much have undefined movement behavior. What a bunch of shit. Well, I mean, it's not undefined, it's very well defined. It's just wrong. It's very well well-defined number that is completely wrong. Direction equals position minus direction? What the hell was I doing? Oh, I was trying to come up with an average direction based on the history of this thing. Oh, man. Yeah, let's just write in the direction instead of some other crap. So I want the direction to weight towards what we are. Well, let's just take the. Let's just say the direction should be divided by this other thing, and we'll be fine. We should get the initial direction, which should be where this particle was spawned from. And we'll see how that goes. So let's see, these initial directions are... Are they always 0? Okay, I see the initial dir here being nothing. What? Initial direction is trash as far as I can tell. We got a 0 vector here and a 0 vector there. So this is always 0? So what we should see is the magnitude's getting written there properly, but the only direction that we're going to be writing is going to be the... Yeah, we're not writing a direction, so these things are just trash. Well, that would explain why we're not getting anything. So initial dir equals, let's see. What is this AX and AY? Alright, those are the actual X coordinates. We're spawning stuff all around. So what we want is the actual node. We actually have the direction already set. So we can do that. I must have been doing something else here. I must have screwed up when I was optimizing this. And we don't even need the direction here. Like, we already know the direction. I can just say, like, dir equals kernode.m direction, and, like, I should be good to go. Well, let's just double check that that actually is correct. So let's stop writing those particles. Let's write the paths. So we're getting there. We're finding all the little bugs and all the little stupid things that I wrote in here that are just wrong. Alright, so those guys are all looking proper. So yes, the direction is okay. That is inside of this thing. Alright, so we're just going to take the initial direction and we're going to try that. Maybe it'll be enough. We're not going to get any of our random pixels working, but this should give all of our flow pixels something to deal with. So we'll tick this twice, generate that, and let's see what our particles do here. So they're just going to be picking up the basic thing. So all the ducks are doing what you would expect. Alright, that is good. So what do we want to do with the rest of this? So we have our initial direction, and then I think I want to calculate another direction. Okay, so the direction should be influenced by this direction here. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in another direction. So f vector 2, 2D, historical direction is going to be should we take the yeah, I guess the current position and just subtract that out. So we should weight it towards our historical direction. And that's going to be the current position Yeah, so it's going to be historical direction is going to be the particle.mpos minus histpos, and then we just historical direction normalize. Okay, so weight towards historical position or historical direction. So we'll take our history, and our direction is from our history. Alright, so if we go through our historical positions, we can actually write in some data. So we want to, I think, write the direction to our current location in there. That's not a bad idea. So the historical direction, we'll write in our current position, normalize that, and just or add it in there. So like if hist pixel dot pos dot what size squared is greater than 0, then we're going to do hist direction plus equals this pos, and then we're just going to do hist direction divide equal 2.0f. And then we'll do the same thing with the mag. So we'll do float, we'll do this particle mag. We want to take the maximum magnitude. So it's going to be hist pixel dot mag equals fmath max hist pixel dot mag, or yeah, so it's particle initial mag. Alright, so yeah, we'll do the same calculation here. I should just do it up here instead. So we should do pmag. So right through basically our history, and we'll fill in stuff that isn't already filled in. We also want to and hist pixel dot object equals false. Alright, then we'll grab this, we'll see if it's a path. If it's path, we won't do anything. I think I'm okay with writing in the objects. That's not the worst thing ever. Actually, it probably is. If pix is path or pix.object, continue. Direction divide equal by num, normalize, set the direction, set it to a particle, set the magnitude, and that should work. So let's see what we can do with this. So we'll create that flow field, and it looks like that. Let's see what these things do. Well, the magnitudes look like they're getting written correctly, but obviously the directions are garbage. But they might not be complete garbage. They may just be bad data because of the simulation not running for very long.